The Suns didn't lose. The Suns got literally massacred.
People are. Did you see they started a petition to get Paul off, to get Paul to retire? Yeah, they started a petition for that shit.
People are so dumb, dude. Paul is a Hall of Fame first ballot, like amazing basketball player.
I know.
It was rough. I was numb. I numbed myself a little bit this year because I got let down so hard last year.
I know
that last year I was crying in the back office.
No, I remember that night. Because I remember you just straight up walked off, and I was gonna like check up on you, and Kylie was like, "Just leave him for now." Like
I was crying.
Yeah. Nah, dude, Luca's face pissed me off.
Dude.
Every time he'd do that fucking.
You know what I just realized too is that you look like a Mexican Luca.
I do not.
Really
do I look like
me
Luca
off right now?
Do I look like a Omar?
Do that Luca face again. That's pissing me off.
My bad.
I'm out of here.
Hey, yo, but low key, his threes were on point. You got to give him that.
Well, now you're gonna start complimenting the guy.
You got to give him that at least.
Now you're gonna start complimenting the guy. Okay.
No,
yeah,
dude.
no, he dicked us down. It was pathetic. It was pathetic.
Okay, but let me ask you, like, you're 100% honesty. Do you think it was like rigged?
Dude, I don't think it was rigged, but I think that the drama that was partaking in the locker room was definitely portraying itself in another way on the court.
Yeah.
And you could tell that there was like something going on as far as like the effort that was being put in at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is.
Dude, I was thinking
they fell apart on a level that like has almost never happened in playoff history.
Right. No, I was like actually beginning to think that it was rigged, or like they were getting paid more to lose or some shit, because first of all, fucking Bridges kept missing layups.
Yep.
Crowder kept missing his threes. Booker kept doing air balls. I was like, what?
You know what sucks about the NBA is it wouldn't be the first time that happened. It wouldn't be the first time that there was something happening outside of the actual sport that controlled the outcome. The Suns got caught up like 10 years ago when the referee was getting paid and stuff like that. So there's a lot of drama on the backside of that, of especially the NBA.
Yeah,
and that's happened in baseball numerous times, and we don't find out. You don't find out for
years.
a decade, or maybe 5 years. The Brewers just got caught up in their whole thing. The Saints got caught up because they were getting paid to hurt players.
I heard of that, yeah.
I mean, at this point, sports, boxing, soccer,
all about the money now,
those
dude.
things, dude. There's so much backside, like shit going on that it is hard to feel as passionate about it when in the back of your mind you are thinking, well, they make a gajillion more dollars if this goes to Game 7. They don't care because they're gonna go to a different team in 3 months. There's a lot of things, but I don't mean to discount the sports and try to dilute it down to just like they don't mean anything. But
Yeah.
I might just be a bitter Suns fan at this point. But I mean, I've been a Suns fan my whole life. We just been screwed numerous times. I would say this was probably the biggest letdown in my Suns history. The Suns went to the finals when I was a little kid, but I didn't remember any of that. And last year, that sucked. But what was obvious was that Giannis last year was the most dominant player in the world, and there was nothing we could do about it. And I will forever give him credit for his display of power last year. This year, I don't know. Luka, he's good, but he's not. He wasn't Giannis.
He wasn't Giannis. Yeah. Last year, watching the games at Luana's, that's what got me into basketball. I remember that time.
There was a good energy at Luana's last year with the basketball.
It was fucking cool.
It was
tight. It was funny because like I'm just like delivering food, like just walking around, and then I hear "fuck you, Giannis." But it was really fun, and that's why I got so into it. My dad got me a jersey, so I'm like, fuck yeah, now I gotta watch.
Growing up watching sports, like, and then just having sports now, it's like a comfort zone for me, and I'm happy. Like, if you find any of that for yourself in sports, like, I don't know. I tell a lot of people basketball saved my life probably in a lot of different ways because I grew up, my house was not in the school's neighborhood that I went to elementary school in. So I didn't have a lot of I didn't have any of my friends from my school when I went home to my actual house.
Oh, I see.
And so all I had was basketball. So I'd be outside playing basketball by myself.
Did you have
night.
those ones that you had to like fill up with water so it wouldn't like move?
No, my dad he put in an actual hoop for me. Cool. I had a pretty decent hoop, but I think it was kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, I better get him something that he can do, because basketball. The fortunate thing about basketball is you can actually play it or practice it on your own. It's unlike, you can't do that with football. You can't do that with baseball.
Right.
You can't really do it with soccer even. Basketball, you can do all the drills, everything you want with
just a hoop and a ball.
Yeah. And so I didn't realize that I had such bad anxiety until I got older, and I had like such bad childhood anxiety and all these things that I didn't really understand what was going on with me. I had no idea. Like even in probably late high school, I didn't realize what anxiety was because nobody talked about it.
Right.
But I remember feeling like anxious all the time, and I would go outside and shoot hoops.
Was it like a thing where you like, people told you what anxiety was, and you're like, oh shit, I've been feeling that. Like,
I started kind of just like figuring it out as I got older. When people, especially like, some of the guys that I knew that their lives weren't really going the way that they wanted them to, and they would talk to me a lot about it. I don't know why. I think just I say this, but I think being a Schofield, like Woody will say the same thing. A lot of people talk to us about a lot of stuff. I don't know why. We just have all the same personality kind of thing, and all of our dads are kind of that for like a lot of their friends too. And so when like some of my friends started talking to me about their issues, some of my best friends, and they started opening up about the way they were feeling, I started connecting my feelings to that. And what's weird is like when you start talking to people about the problems that they're having that are also the same problems that you're having, how much comfort you get from that by them saying that they're dealing with it as well.
Yeah.
And I think like when that first happened, when I first started realizing like, oh, this is something that like everybody around me is dealing with in their own little ways. And I think that's when I like really started to flip the script for myself. I'm like, I'm okay, and I'm gonna be okay, and now I'm just gonna be as powerful and as badass as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And then from about like 24, I would say, about 24, I went through like a golden age for me, I think, where I really felt really, really good, and my depressions and my anxieties really toned way down. And I think it was because the years prior to that, I started realizing all those things.
Is that around the same time you started the whole Luana's thing?
I started Luana's when I was about 26.
Oh, okay.
26 is when that's about when I made a transition from like being like corporate software highline car sales guy to like, fuck this, I'm gonna do everything on my own. And and Luana's was the same. Luana's kind of turned into basketball for me, where
like this was your getaway.
This was like building my little coffee cart was what I was doing instead of playing basketball to calm my nerves, calm my anxiety, and to I think anytime that you're really following your passion, you can get lost in your passion, which takes you away from all the emotional things that you may not want to feel.
I get that.
Like when for you playing guitar is probably that.
I really get that.
Where you just so focused that you're not focused on anything else.
Right.
And you feel pretty good. I think a lot of people don't give themselves the time to focus on things that hard. I always try to tell everybody, I'm like, if you can refocus your focus, then you can escape a lot of the negativity or the sound, the bad noise, all that stuff. Yeah. A lot of times, and I think that that's like the most important thing for everybody to find is something that helps them escape like that. Some people think that can only come with like a vacation, and I think that's like an old way to think about that. A lot of people are investing a lot of money annually, and I'm not that person. They invest a lot of money annually into vacations, just trying to run away.
Yeah.
And I've always been a firm believer to build your life to feel like you're in a vacation.
Yeah.
And to save up and get little things that give you like little moments that, you know, whether like for my dad, I always was like, you know, my parents would go to like Hawaii and that's awesome and whatever. But I was always like, well, you're paying like $5,000 to go to Hawaii. Imagine if you just bought like an old Mustang and you could go on a drive every night.
Yeah.
You know, and I want my life to be like little mini opportunities for many moments of vacation feeling.
Yeah.
Whether that's like riding on a longboard or playing basketball with my friends or, you know, saving up. What's up? Yeah, I know. I mean, Kylie's here saying we need to go on vacation, but
you guys literally just went to Disney.
I know. I don't get any credit for that. And you know what? Disneyland is not a cheap trip.
For real.
Disneyland is like literally right off the bat. If you're a dad, first off, if you're a dad out there and you're taking your whole fucking family on vacation to Disneyland, mad respect. 'Cause that shit is like $300 a ticket for the adults. I don't even know what the kids are there, but they're not cheap.
They give you a fucking like if you were to go like to a McDonald's out here, you get a number 7 for fucking $10.
Yeah.
But in Disneyland, it's like $20.
Yeah.
Why the fuck?
Hats off to those guys.
Yeah, you're
Hats off to the Disney Dilfs.
You're not going back into like another 5 fucking years or more.
I was actually on the Dilfs Instagram and they didn't know I was I was holding my nephew. Walking with my nephew. I was on the Dilfs of Disney. Dude, I'm so happy that we talked again. Yeah. And we made it back in here.
Yeah, dude. I like the little honestly, like no hate on your old shop, but this one is a lot like cooler.
I think it's I mean it's different, right? Like it's a different thing, but
yeah,
I think like the first shop had so much sentiment to me, you know, that I let it be what it wanted to be and what it was like just on its own, which is a cute little quaint house.
Yeah.
But when we came in here, like there was no sentiment here, no real bones of the structure that were worth like trying to preserve or anything. And so we just attacked this with who we are, and I think that it's amazing how many people in Phoenix and just from all over really, because a lot of people come here from the airport, how much they just love it. Like they love it for everything that it is and all of its weirdness and all of its randomness. But for some reason, like we really did it. And we really captured something in here that like a lot of people just like it. I don't know. It's a dive bar meets a coffee shop with the mid-century modern eclectic feel.
It's really cool.
That's what it is.
15th Ave and Thomas.
15th Ave and Thomas. You can find Omar here after hours because he never comes during the day to say hi.
On the weekends. You were saying that it's like you had that sentiment to the other shop, and then you came to. That's like for me getting a new guitar. Like I have this one that I've so attached to. But then I get a new one, I'm like, oh, this is so fucking cool.
I know, it's so funny, like, when that happens, right? Like, it's kind of that would be, like, for me, that'd be, like, a pair of shoes for basketball. And I look at my old ones, I'm like, I could still wear those, but these
like your pinky toe sticking out the side.
Yeah, and you like, it's funny, like, when you're a guy, like, with shit like that, like, for you, your guitar, and then for, like, other guys and me, like, get a new car, and you see your old car sitting on the driveway, and you're like, sorry. And you're like, feel like you need to apologize to like your guitar's sitting over your old guitar's, like, staring at you. Like, I remember when I traded in, like, one of my cars, or I, like, sold it, and I, like, felt like I needed to, like, say goodbye to it.
One last drive.
Yeah. I remember being like, hey, you've been good to me. I gave it like a little like kiss with my hand, made sure they weren't looking. I'm like, and I think I did tear up a little bit when I saw it leave.
I would.
Because you're not saying goodbye to like an item, right? You're saying goodbye to like a chapter.
That's right. I mean, that's probably what I'm going to be doing with this charger that keeps fucking passing out on me every now.
Bro, and like at this point, you know, like
I gotta.
Anybody could say shit about your car at this point. I know I've been hard on you about the car. Yeah. But I mean, if you really love it, you know, it doesn't fucking matter when anybody says like, if you want to preserve it, then that's cool. Really you know, a lot of people will give you slack about it right now because it's a pretty layman car right now. You know, you'll see them everywhere. But when you're 70 years old and you're driving that old Hemi, People are gonna love it. But even
like
right now, you know, I was born in '88. The cars that are getting really popular right now are the ones that like when I was like in '88. The '80s like the '80s sports cars right now are like extremely popular, especially the late '80s ones. Those are only like 30 years old.
Yeah.
So who knows? Your car is
see.
almost like 10 years old, maybe 15 years old at this point. In another 15 years, it might be a pretty solid.
And Charger's got a good like.
Well, it's
history.
a Hemi.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a nostalgia. Yeah, there's always a nostalgia with Hemi. And really, like in the next 10 years, there's not you're gonna see half the gas cars on the road. That's why I'm holding on to my shit.
One of the reasons why I'm so fucking like damn, like gas prices going up, and it's a V8. Like it burns so much fuel. I gotta be putting like 20 in every week.
Yeah, at this point, gas is
right. I think it hit 6 in LA last week. So I'm scared because that's too close.
You just keep working from home, homie. Do you Zoom with your friends on there or like with your coworkers?
People on there? Mm-hmm. No, it's funny that like we chat on the group chat or whatever, but like I don't know what anyone like is actually like in person. So like I don't know what to expect like with their reactions or anything. But I mean they're all pretty chill.
Are they saying anything about going back?
Going back in person? No. If they do, I'm not gonna wait.
Yeah.
Like I remember telling my dad, like if it's from home, I'll do it. But like I have no like desire to work in an office. I do not want to be in a cubicle. Like people tell you it's like it's easy, just work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. You can make it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that. Like
no.
I want to take the risk and actually.
Please
go
don't do that.
I don't want to do that.
If you don't want to do it, like then don't do it.
Like my dad's doing it. It's cool. Like he's good at it.
But that's like his whole But that's like what he's always done. He doesn't know any different.
My dad has always done that. He's supported the family ever since he started doing that.
Yeah.
And big ups to him. I don't know how he does it, but he pretty much takes care of all of us. My mom is a teacher. She works right now. She's out of a job. It's summer, so my dad's putting it up with all the bills and everything. I'm helping him out, of course, just because I feel like I should.
At this point, you need
at
least pay your own way,
right? Like
you know, and if you can throw some extra cash there, then that's tight. But you know, I mean, you should be buying a lot of your own food and also paying for your own bills,
right? But yeah, like it's cool. This is really cool to have like this sort of job. It's a cool backbone job. But I definitely want to take that risk and I want to go after my dreams.
Attack them, dude.
Definitely.
Just go ham.
Go ham
at it and give it all you got, Captain.
I'm waiting to get to that point where I can be like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna go for it.
That's right now.
The thing is,
right now,
I don't know how to go for it. Like I don't know where to start.
Nobody does. I don't even know what it is you're trying to do. But you know what it is? You know what? We'll talk about it next week.
We'll talk about it.
Because we should probably wrap this one up.
Cool. Thanks for hanging out with us.
What's that? No, we're not talking about that.
Roll
shit.
what?
No. We'll bring you guys in for guest speakers next week. The girls want to talk about their own stuff, and I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, we can.
We appreciate it. We love you guys.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll see you next.
Whenever.
Next week.
Later.
Yes. Oh my God, we're recording.
Cool.
Yes. Oh man, my stomach dropped again right there.